Hello, in this tutorial I'll be showing you how to make a simple data store system. Now the first thing you want to do is in server script service. Let's go ahead and create a new script. I'm just going to call this server, or this could be an add-on to your current one. Now let's get some variables. So local players is equal to game get service players, and we also need data store service obviously, so local data store service is equal to game get service data store service. Now let's make a new key, so local data store is equal to data store service get data store, and here you can name this to whatever you want, it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to name this player data, and it saves everyone's stuff to this key. So if you were to change it, it's going to refresh everyone's data, but if you wanted to go back to normal, just change it back to player data. That's pretty much how that works. So again, this could be literally whatever you want it to be. So now let's go ahead and make two simple functions. We're going to make a save and get. So local function save data, and we're going to be doing this for a player. And then in here, let's go ahead and first set up a p call, which basically means if there's any errors that happen, because sometimes there are errors with data store, it's not going to break your code. So local success comma error message is equal to a p call, and we'll put that in a function. And under here, let's say if not success, then print the error message. Now in here, let's get the key. So data store will save or set async. We're going to do this with the player, so player.userid. And now we need to actually get a table that we're going to save. So here, let's say local table to save is equal to a new table. Now here, I'm going to have it as coins, so player.leaderstats.coins.value. Now I'm going to set this up in a bit, so for now, let's just say the table to save, and there we go. Now let's go ahead and copy and paste this. This one will be the get data. We're not going to have a table to save, so we can get rid of that, and instead we just want to say the local data, or data is equal to the key, so data store get async, and then the player.userid. Now we can say the player.leaderstats.coins.value is equal to data 1. Now make sure you set it up according to according to the table to save. You want this to be the same order. Since this is the first one, this needs to be 1. If you don't do that, it's going to save each other's values, and that might even cause an error. But we also set up this, so that's fine. If you want to save up multiple things, like a rebirth, for example, you could just say player.leaderstats.rebirths.value. Now, you don't have to have the leader stats. That makes it so it displays in the top right. As you can see, we do have an error, and that's because since there's multiple, we need to make sure there's a comma. You don't have to have a comma on the last one, but on every other one you do. And then here, we could just say player.leaderstats.rebirths.value is equal to data 2. Now I'm not going to have that, I'm just going to have coins, so I'm just going to delete that. But now let's go ahead and check for whenever a player first joins. So players.playerAdded, we'll connect this to a function with the player. Let's set up the leader stats, so local leader stats is equal to instance.new, and I'm going to create a folder. Leaderstats.parent is equal to the player, and then the leaderstats.name is equal to leaderstats. And then local coins is equal to instance.new. This will be a number value. Coins.parent is equal to leaderstats, and then the coins.name is equal to coins. Now we also need to get the data, so here we can just say get data player, and that's pretty much it. If you don't want to have a leader stats, which is this thing in the top right, looks like we have an error. Leader stats is not a valid member. Server 32. It's because the parent it needs to be the player, not players. That's just a small mistake I made. And as you can see in the top right, it set it up. Now it says I already have 500 coins because this is like the third attempt trying to make this video, and since it's the same key, it already knows what that is, so that's like a small little thing. That's pretty cool. But now we need to save the data, so players.playerRemoving, connect this to a function with the player, and all we have to say is save data player. And then we need to check for when the game closes. So game bind to close function. Let's loop through every player. So for underscore player in players get players do save data player. So if we try out this code, 500 coins. If I go to the server and change that, so leader stats coins, I change this to like 1500 for example. If I stop it, play again, and boom, that's pretty much it. Now you also want to go to the game settings, security, and enable studio access to API services. You want to make sure this is on or data store isn't going to work in studio. And that's pretty much it for this tutorial. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment, and if you want to join my Discord server, the link is in the description. So yeah, goodbye.